Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name is Amy, and today I'm doing an Oracle of the Day. So if this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's so good to have you. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and being a part of my tribe. If you are a returning subscriber, you're a tribe member, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Some of you guys might remember I used to do these all the time. In fact, this is kind of how I started my channel. I just started doing daily readings. I was doing them for myself. I still do them. Yeah, so I just kind of started doing it. And here we are. I think they're helpful. These two cards want to come out, so we're just going to let them pop out. Now, keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right. So the first two cards I have is I Am Whole, Wholeness. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but it's kind of dark. But I like it that way. So I Am Whole, Wholeness. And Home at Last, Aloneness. This is a truly fascinating and interesting combination. Okay. Probably in the last month or so, I've been talking about these two concepts. Okay. There's a real shift, generally speaking, with people. And part of this pathway to the next kind of evolution of your life is understanding the difference between loneliness and being alone. And part of that understanding is the bridge of wholeness, that you are enough as you are. That you are whole in yourself. This whole romantic notion that you are looking for your other half is frankly bullshit and toxic as fuck. All right. This is something that many of us have been programmed to believe from birth, basically, that, we're supposed to go and meet our other half, and it's so romantic, and, without our other half, we are not a whole person, and we, there's something wrong with us if we don't have our other half, and once we meet our other half, everything's going to be peachy keen and blah, blah, blah. And it sets up many couples for failure. It sets up many people for failure. It's a lot of pressure to put on a relationship and another person. So I believe a shifting to the acknowledgement of wholeness in self, the shifting from loneliness to understanding the beauty of aloneness, and understanding that the transcendental nature of aloneness, how that in itself can lead to a lot of spiritual alchemy. It can lead to a lot of transmutation of, it's a very powerful time. It is literally a walk through the Hermit card, okay? And I know this is rough for some people to hear, but it's a blessing to have the opportunity to walk a path of aloneness, okay? Not everyone gets that opportunity. And like I said, I know for some people that's hard to hear. It's hard to deal with, okay? Because that it sounds real easy, right? It sounds real fucking easy for me to say, oh, well, the path from loneliness to aloneness is wholeness. Okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store and just buy me 1 pound of a wholeness, please. It doesn't work that way. Okay, wholeness is a long process. finding your wholeness, finding your peace in self, finding that beautiful self-love that's tempered with a good dose of healthy self-criticism. Not harsh self-criticism, but the kind of self-criticism that leads to true growth. You know, pride and balance, meaning self-confidence, not narcissistic egoism, right? It is a journey. It is a walk towards wholeness. And we have to go through many dark times, many shadow events, many things, right? Now, you don't have to necessarily be single or alone to walk this path, because many people in relationships feel lonely. Loneliness is a sense of isolation within self. That's really the true mirror. You can be surrounded, you can be the most famous person on the planet and have tons of friends and be rich and famous and everyone thinks you have it together. And inside, you are alone. You feel completely isolated from the world because no one really understands what it's like to be you. And like that person might think people don't understand what it's like to be them because, you know, there are a few people in that state, right? But the truth is, because there are a few people who are that famous or whatever. But the truth is that we all feel that a little bit because we all have a unique view of the world. We all can only see out of our own eyes, our own vessel, our own experiences to a degree, right? As we go through the pathway of life, as we go through ascension journeys and we walk this path of wholeness, right? Where we journey from aloneness to wholeness, from isolation, from loneliness to aloneness kind of thing. You know, we rise and we begin to see the other things revealed along the pathway. We begin to see more. I guess that's what I'm trying to get to. Long way around that. The long way around that. So there is a lot of power in this experience, from feeling the loneliness and understanding that you actually, in that emotion, no matter what your unique experience is, you have a commonality with other people because other people feel that same emotion. They feel the exact same emotion that you do, the loneliness. Even though you feel it in a different situation, a different individual universe, if you will. You're connected by that emotion, that isolated emotion, because the truth is we are all in these vessels. Now we are connected by a collective consciousness that once we really begin to explore that, we'll understand that we truly are connected. But right now, many of us are still like in that place where we feel that isolation. And part of the journey of wholeness, where we understand that we move from loneliness to aloneness, which is kind of a sacred kind of feeling of wholeness, aloneness. Okay. Once we move into that energy, we understand the bridges built between psyches through the collective. If we can understand that we can unite through these feelings of isolation, we can also unite through the feelings of like closeness and comfort and things like that. But it takes an expansion of consciousness. And this is an interesting thing that's coming forward, and I don't really know how to explain this. But there is something here about like certain parts of the collective that is connecting through like nostalgia. Okay. They are actually connecting to an emotional component within the collective. And nostalgia can be a gateway to deeper heartfelt, heart chakra connections within the collective, okay? You can really unwrap some heartfelt emotional states through, nostalgia. And I know that sounds like I think that may be one of the weirder things I've gotten through channeling. But I feel like with that coming through, it's almost like a shifting of the way we look at our commonalities and the doorways that they can actually open. I feel like, and I have found this in my own life, there's a lot of limiting concepts that we bring into our reality, the way we look at things in one way, and we don't really open up the idea that this could actually be more. Our commonalities, things like nostalgia. I watch a lot of TikTok, and I gotta tell you, and this may sound weird, but I think this whole video sounds probably weird to a lot of people, but that's okay. They have these videos that are nostalgic videos, and they're like dreamcore and things like that, and they'll play like different stuff from the 80s. I was born in 71, so they'll play stuff from like the 90s, the 2000s, and for me it brings back a lot. And what's really been helpful for me is the nostalgia about like the 80s, maybe a few 70s things, has been that I didn't realize I had so many good, like joyful emotions in my childhood, just based upon like simple things like Play-Doh, And I guess that's when I realized like how many other people have those emotions when they see those videos, and how like by watching these videos, we're all in that same moment of being in that joyful experience by seeing the Play-Doh. And how if you abide by the philosophy that all time is now, or time is a stack of books, or however you define it, then right now, if we're all watching that video and we're all in that moment with the Play-Doh, and we all feel that collective, yeah, I remember Play-Doh, the way it smells, the way it feels. In that moment, we're all in that childhood wonder. So we're connecting. We're all connected in that emotional state. So I think that's what I mean by connecting to deeper heartfelt things through things like nostalgia, how powerful that is, and how we really haven't tapped into that or become more aware of it. I think it feels like there's power in the awareness of that. Like being aware that you're connecting to things like that can be extremely powerful. All right. Well, that was 2 cards, and it's 11 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Let's get a couple more cards and see what else. No? Okay. We're going to get the Mushroom Tarot. I love this tarot deck. It's one of my favorites. I haven't used it in like a week, but it's one of my favorites. So, all right. I'm going to shuffle it a couple times, and we'll see. So, what is the journey to wholeness about? It really is about owning who you are, okay? I feel like that's the most important part of this whole thing. We're lonely a lot of times when we don't even know who we are, because we're lonely for ourselves. We're lonely to be fully embraced, engulfed in who we are. Because I tell you, when you're fully in flow with yourself and you're doing the things, you're involved in participating in your life because you know who you are and you know the things you want to do. You've connected with the people who fulfill you, then you're not lonely as much as you are alone. Because there isn't as much empty space, if you will, in your life, because you're fully engaged with yourself. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. Okay, let's get, well, this one. We had the Five of Cups. Okay, I get it. I understand that this can be hard when you've been left alone. Listen, sister, kin, family, friend. Listen, I have abandonment issues. Okay, so I understand this. I get it. I'm still working on this shit. Okay, I'm still working on the wholeness stuff. I'm not telling you that this happens like overnight or whatever. This is a process. You know, you got to work it. Wholeness is a process. I think we work on wholeness probably our whole life. But I also think that one of the big steps forward to a level of wholeness healing where you're at least in the middle of the bridge of wholeness, you know what I'm saying? Is that you acknowledge that you're not going to find wholeness in another person, be it like a romantic partner, a best friend. You're not going to find wholeness in a job. You're not going to find wholeness in an outside situation. Wholeness is within you, okay? And, you know, it's a hard pill to swallow because it really does put you in a place where it's like, you are responsible for your wholeness. You are responsible for being a fully complete person. And a lot of people aren't like down with that. A lot of people won't want to hear this kind of shit. They don't want to hear it. You know, I had a friend back in the day. I call him Monk. He was a Cathar monk. And he used to tell me like a lot of the things him and I used to talk about. I would say, why don't people know this? Why isn't this like taught? And he would tell me because people aren't ready. Like people don't want to hear about like spiritual hygiene and the fact that they're responsible for so much of their own action. And that's really what this is about. This is like taking responsibility for your spiritual self and saying, you know, I want to be whole within myself. I don't want to look outside of myself. And the thing about it is, this kind of wholeness can't walk out the door. This kind of wholeness, it stays. And that's why, of course, people get lonely. Even people who feel whole can feel alone, can feel lonely. But they understand it in a different kind of way. That it's a human need to want to be around people. And you understand that on a different level. You understand it not as a character flaw or there's something wrong with you. That's part of the alone thing. It's no longer a, there's something wrong with me. It's that this is part of my journey. And people are coming in as they're meant to be, as they're meant to. It's turning around and seeing the other cups. This is not a traditional Five of Cups. The traditional Five of Cups has a guy standing there and he's looking at his, his his 3 cups that have spilled. And he's like, dude, my 3 cups have spilled. And I am not a happy camper. But behind him is these other 2 cups, which are like, yeah, we still got some business going on over here. There's still some stuff in my cups. And it really does take turning around, an awareness that there is more, an awareness of possibility. Sorry, my voice is getting all whatever. Getting all whatever. I'm getting a frog in my throat. My frog that wants to be a toad. That's what I always say. Okay. Give me another card. I'm not taking reversals. We have the King of Cups. I really do feel like okay, I really do feel like there is a great time of like receivership coming. And part of it is coming from this shifting of awareness, the shifting of of the awareness that what you have been through has actually been a divine process. And you've done more healing than what you think. I feel like with this Five of Cups here, it's almost like I'm feeling this energy of someone who refuses to turn around and see their cups. It's like, I want to be in denial. Listen, it's like, I don't want to turn around. I don't want to do the next step. It's wanting to linger just a little bit longer in the energy that you've been in. And I understand. I understand that, you know, for some of you guys, I'm hearing like it's the end of an era. It's the end of some major cycle. And there's a little bit of bittersweetness, right? Because it'll never be this way again. So, and it's a major turning point. It's a major pivot. It's a major fork in the road, whatever you want to say. Okay. It's a major milestone in your life. It's another book starting, you know, in the multi-series book series of your life, right? It's a major event. But there are, I'm hearing like major cups, major things. There's a big cup. There's a big change coming. And I'm seeing like a waterfall, actually. So I feel like there's energy being poured towards you. Okay, let me get another card here. I'm going to take the bottom card. No reversals. We have the Three of Cups. Yeah. This feels like really good connections. This feels like a lot of positive movement. It feels like I'm feeling three different cups here. Obviously, there's Three of Cups. I'm not feeling it in a traditional way, like necessarily connections. I feel it as three cups, like a cup of health, vitality, a cup of opportunity. And I'm feeling like for some of you, there's some kind of the smaller flower. I want to call it a flower. It's actually a mushroom, but it feels like a flower. Like something's about to bloom or blossom. Something's growing. Something's changing. This feels like an opportunity, a business, a thought, an idea, something that you've been trying to grow, something you've been working on, you've been tending to. It feels like a garden or a plant or a flower or something you've been harvesting. You've been, what is the word? Cultivating, that's the word. Let's get three cards from the Kitchen Witches deck here, as we're talking about growing things. We have Bailey's Abundance. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Power. And we have Dispirited. Okay, so I feel like what this is about is that, you know, you guys may have been feeling very, like, especially with me talking about loneliness, you guys may have been feeling very frustrated. You may have started to doubt some of the things were going to happen for you, or if things were going to pop for you. You may have been feeling really isolated. I'm feeling like depression here, just general, like, and this last Mercury retrograde was, I'm telling you, it was something else for your girl here. So I can't imagine how it was for you guys. I'm glad it's over. Yay, it's over. So I feel like we're moving out of that energy. Okay, we are going to turn around and see those other two cups. You're going to do it. Okay, you're going to get on the bridge to wholeness, and you're going to realize everything you've been through. I feel like you're going to step more into your power. Okay. With this King of Cups energy, I feel like you're going to start to see more of your strengths, your gifts, your creative gifts, especially. Some of you guys are highly creative, highly intuitive, highly psychic. A lot of you guys have not really connected to or gone fully into whatever this is, okay? And you're going to, all right? And I feel like I want to pull one more card here. Give me one more card on this Three of Cups. Okay, so we're moving out of the dispirited energy. Tell me about this. abundance, power, and caution. Okay? So I feel like with this caution card, I think you're going to be very protected now as you move forward. Okay? I feel like whenever you feel the need to pause, I feel like you are going to be able to like know that's when you need to pause. Like when you need to rest, I feel like your intuition is going to be right on. So follow that. Okay? Follow your intuition. So when you need to rest, now you know when to rest. When you need to work, you work. How you need to move, I feel like your ancestors, your guides, your angels are really going to help you along this journey. All right. So I feel like you're protected. There's abundance, protection, and power that's being unlocked for you. Okay. Highly protected. But I need you to pay attention. Okay. I'm getting like an ancestor energy like coming through, and they're snapping and they're saying, I need you to listen to me. Okay, some of you guys have an ancestor who comes through and they try to warn you, and listen, this used to happen to me all the time, and they would warn me and I would not listen, and I would do it anyway, and it would always go badly. So listen. I'm hearing like, listen to your grandma, listen to your nanny, listen to your auntie, whoever this is. Some of you guys have a friend or sibling, someone coming through and tries, listen to me when I tell you this. Listen to me because I'm going to try to help you. So you guys need to follow your psychic hits. All right. Okay. And yeah, so that's what I got for you guys today. I hope this resonated. If it did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I love to have you as a member of my tribe. And I'll see you beautiful, magical creatures next time. Bye, guys.